Here's how easy it is to remove your wheels from your sport bike. But if you don't know righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, you should reevaluate your upbringing. Because even my 12-year-old son knows how to change this oil. First, you want to get these big-ass nuts loose in the rear and the front. This is your OEM chain tensioner. There's marks here that help you on both sides to line up this tensioner block. Mark where it's lined up, or you could write it down somewhere on your stand. This is the lock nut, and then this is the tensioner itself. You're gonna want to loosen the other side as well. All right, now that the chain is pretty loose, pull it to the side and spin the wheel at the same time. Now you can take the nut fully off, take the block and spacer. See how it's an underslung caliper? A lot of sport bikes are actually right above, which makes this a lot easier to remove. But since I have an underslung, it's easier for me to actually remove the caliper first because the wheel actually comes down. And it's like any other caliper. It's just held on by 2 bolts. Pull up on the wheel and then push it out on the other side. Just roll it right out. Rear wheel is done. This is the caliper bracket. The caliper mounts to that. My front forks are a little bit different. They have these 2 bolts that clamp the front axle in place. So go ahead and remove the calipers first and then just pull it straight out. We're just gonna let that hang for just a sec. Now that everything's loose here, lift it up again and try to get that pin out. I suggest just mounting the caliper so they don't hang by the brake line. For the TikTok gods that always have some shit to say, don't always follow the torque specs in the manual. Use common fucking sense instead. In the Yamaha manual, the sprocket bolts say 72 foot-pounds. Look at the fucking size difference. Here's daddy's pro tip. The bigger the bolt or nut, the higher the torque specs. This bolt is closer to 30 to 35 foot-pounds. Use common sense and don't listen to these morons who are always by the book. Experience is fucking everything, I promise you. All right, so when you're ready to tighten these bolts down for the clamp, I start on the inside and get it semi there. And then I go to the other side on the inside. Then I'll go to the outside until I get it right. Some kind of crisscross applesauce type shit. Okay, here's how you tighten the calipers. Don't tighten them down all the way. Then you're gonna want to spin the wheel a few times and then hold that brake down. I have a piece of Velcro tie down that I use to keep the front brake compressed. And then I go in and tighten the calipers. Apparently that's how you align the calipers. That's what I was always taught.